how to get lean in 3 simple steps. And these are the steps I've personally followed. And I've been an exercise scientist and strength and conditioning coach for the last 10 years. And this is what I prescribe to my clients when they have to drop body fat. All right, let's get straight into it. Number 1 is eating non-processed foods. And I cannot stress how important this step of the game is. Basically, non-processed food means anything that runs, jumps, swims, flies, grows out of the ground, comes from a tree. So basically what Mother Nature is giving you without too much alteration. So if it comes in a packet, it's got a label on it, usually that is processed. And that is not true for everything, but if you follow this simple rule, you're gonna guarantee that your food is gonna be fresh and non-processed. And you probably heard this a lot of the times, but the main reason why you wanna eat non-processed foods is because it's gonna help your body function better. That means you're gonna feel fuller and more energized. So that full feeling that we get is usually hacked by processed foods. If you're eating cookies, ice creams, that's gonna make you want to eat those foods more. And your gut biome is gonna respond to that by wanting that every single night. It's gonna have a routine. If you switch the dial to non-processed foods, your gut will change its biome and it will crave those fresh fruits, vegetables, and fresh meat. And let's be honest, it's really hard to eat, say for example, a 300 to 500 gram piece of steak and then a couple of potatoes. That is a really perfect meal in terms of its macronutrients. It's got high protein, it's got fat to help your hormones function, and carbohydrates to keep you going in your workouts or energy throughout the day. Carbohydrates aren't a bad thing. It's just whether your body needs them or not on your day. So for example, if you're sedentary most of the day, lowering your carbohydrates can help, but if they're coming from a non-processed source, you're gonna automatically stop when you've had enough. So it's really hard to eat 2 boiled potatoes. Not that I eat 2 boiled potatoes, but in chip form, it's really easy to eat 2 boiled potatoes. So that's the hack that processed foods are going to do to your appetite. And if you're eating well, it's going to increase your energy throughout the day. So if you're at 3 p.m. and you need another coffee, you're probably not fueling yourself correctly. Food is meant to nourish you and keep you going for longer. If you eat bagels, if you're drinking high sugar coffees, things that are highly processed, you're gonna feel an immediate energy drop after consuming it. I guarantee you, if you eat, for example, a couple of eggs, bacon, a side of avocado, you're not gonna feel that slump. In fact, you're gonna feel energized and you're gonna eat a lot less throughout the day because it's gonna keep you full. Number 2, strength training. And this is gonna work hand in hand with eating non-processed foods. Why strength training is so important is because it's gonna allow you to increase muscle mass. And you wanna gain as much muscle mass as possible because muscle mass is going to improve your metabolism. A study done in 2019, which I'll put up, shows that 1 kilo of extra muscle that you put on is gonna allow you to burn 13 extra calories. So if you put on 10 kilos of muscle, it's about 130 calories that you're burning doing absolutely nothing. So that might not sound like much, but I think when you're on a fat loss phase, everything counts. You wanna gravitate towards exercises that are going to build the major muscle groups like your legs, your back muscles, your shoulders, chest. So exercises like deadlifts, squats, chin-ups, lat pull-downs, bench presses, push-ups, anything that works 2 joints, multi-joint exercises, compound exercises, I think we've all heard of those. Those are gonna give you best bang for buck when it comes to muscle building and strength building. And the reason why I say strength training is because you wanna monitor if you're getting stronger each week. If you're lifting the same weight week in, week out, you're most likely not building as much muscle as you think you are. So make sure you track your performance in the gym. And an easy way to do that is download an app called FitNotes. It's free on Android and Apple. And basically you can put in your own exercises, or it has some stock exercises in there, and it tracks how much you've lifted throughout the week. And progress doesn't mean that you have to go up weight every week or reps every week. It can mean lifts are feeling easier, and when they feel easier, you're gonna be able to put up the weight eventually, but you don't need to rush in building, but you don't wanna stay at the same weight forever. So over a long period of time, when you do train, you wanna make sure that you are increasing strength by either lifting more weight in the overall workout or 1 rep max lift. And another thing why muscle mass is so important is how I see muscle mass is storage tanks. So if you end up eating foods that you're more likely to indulge in, say like a weekend away, or you've got a big event, muscle really acting as storage tanks. So if you're overeating, the food is more likely to be stored as muscle glycogen rather than spilling over into fat tissue. And muscle glycogen can be masked as extra weight, but really it's just water being held within your muscles, and the more muscle you have, the more you're gonna store. All right, my last point, and I think you've heard this point over and over again, but it is consistency. Nothing is as important as consistency when it comes to fat loss, because if you're doing something perfect for a week, there's no point in it if you completely stop. So you need consistency when it comes to fat loss. You wanna train at least 3 to 5 times a week with your strength training. You wanna make sure you're eating non-processed foods a majority of the week. I personally do Monday to Thursdays, and I'm a little bit more liberal on the weekends like Friday to Sunday. But if you've got a lot of fat to lose and you have a personality where you can't moderate yourself on the weekends, it's better not to deviate from your usual diet and exercise routine. Once you've lost a considerable amount of body fat and you're happy with it, then you can start being a little bit more liberal. But consistency is the ultimate key to your fat loss journey. And there are ways to build consistency. Start off with small steps. So you can start off with training twice a week, which I think is the bare minimum for building muscle and strength. And with your food, you can start off by canceling out the things that you definitely don't need. And the first thing that comes to mind are snacks. I think everyone has the desire to snack, but if you can cut down your snacks, that is already a lot of processed stuff gone, and all you need to fix up is your main meals. And that may be cutting out pastas, rice, bread. Take one step at a time, and it's all about consistency. So there you have it. These are the 3 steps that I personally follow and I prescribe to my clients. And if you follow these 3 steps yourself, I guarantee you'll be losing fat. And fat usually takes a long time to burn. Don't be surprised if it takes you about 6 months just to lose about 10 kilos. All right, see you guys on the next video.